The official INDYCAR app, powered by NTT Data, puts the pulse-pounding action of INDYCAR right at your fingertips. Never miss a lap with the latest news, highlights, and live race coverage. Track every move with real-time leaderboards, interactive maps, onboard cameras, and driver radio. Your all-access pass to every race, every moment, every day. Download the official INDYCAR app now.
Got a pad unpacking.
Once the strategies were set, it didn't really like, you kind of.
You guys were on a different strategy than us.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know how good. I was looking at like
Here we
the
go.
XPEL sign going into 1,
Not really.
into 2, into 3, like at like.
Today's XPEL Grand Prix at Rosenqvist, presented by AMR. Once again, Alex Palou, once he finishes up his celebration, will join us as well as a representative from Chip Ganassi Racing, but currently joined by Felix Rosenqvist, who led 2 of the 55 laps today, driving the number 6 Sirius XM Honda for Meyershank Racing with Kurt Agajanian. It's his best finish of the season, his 4th top 10 here at Road America, as he also climbs into a tie for 4th in the NTT INDYCAR Series Championship here in 2025. And Santino Ferrucci, driving the number 14 Sexton Properties, AJ Foyt Racing Chevrolet, coming home with another podium this season. 2nd runner-up finish of 2025, 4th top 5 of the season, 3rd career podium as well. Felix, we'll talk to you first. Just congratulations, I guess. Something about you and Road America get along pretty well, huh?
Yeah, good memories from here.
Is that on?
Is that working?
Yep. Yeah, keep it closer to your mouth there. There you go.
Yeah, good memories here. Had my first win here. As I said, it's been a couple of good results here in the past. Yeah, I felt all weekend we had good pace, man. And in practice, we were rolling well. Kind of messed up qualifying. Tried to do the carousel flat and I lost it and started P12. So it wasn't ideal, but I knew we had a good pace in the car. And my Shank Sirius XM Honda was just on rails. And we kind of had there's a lot of strategies going on. We did 2 black stints in the beginning, and we held on pretty good. And especially in the restart, it seems like the blacks were pretty good. And they faded a bit when you got up to speed, but we were capitalizing on all those yellows, and I think that was to our advantage. And then in the end of the race, we didn't have to save any fuel, and we had 2 new reds, and we were just doing quality laps every lap, and that's kind of when we ended where we ended. So it's really good, and yeah, super proud of all the guys. It's a hot day out there. It's tough for everyone, pit crew, engineering, and computers and all that kind of stuff. Everything's running hot. So yeah, happy we made it to the finish.
A lot of speculation about the 9 and 10 saving fuel. Did you think maybe you pick up another win here today, or?
I mean, it was kind of deja vu from my first win here with
Yeah.
Pato. I could see the red car now, not the yellow. The Alex car is just getting bigger and bigger, and he was on blacks in the end. So I don't think he had a massive fuel target, but the blacks were worse. But I was just a little too far away, and I think he probably had something in the bag, knowing Alex is normally pretty quick. So, but yeah, he did, like always, really good race, and I think he didn't really have like a perfect race either. He was kind of in the midfield a couple of times, and I think everyone were, though. It's kind of 3 strategies going on, and at some point everyone had to kind of eat it. So but yeah, good race.
Congratulations on the podium. And then Santino, again, congratulations. 2nd runner-up finish here in 2025. Did you bring beer with you for the media center or no?
No, I just did the 1 shotgun down in turn 1. Felt great at the time.
All right. Congratulations. Tell us about your day here.
Yeah, obviously starting 18th, not ideal. We had a really fast race car all weekend long. We didn't get to run on the red tires on Friday, and one of the setup changes we made in FP2, we weren't sure about. And then obviously we were really quick on the prime tires in qualifying, and we were just way too tight for quals. But warm-up was awesome, small changes overnight. We knew we'd come through the field, so at the start of the race, I was just, unlike myself, trying to be super patient and not make mistakes and not get into too many people, because it was mayhem back there. And yeah, the way that the strategy unfolded, I stalled in the pits on one of the stops. Thankful for the hybrid, so I could fire back up and only lose like 4 or 5 spots. And then we had a massive fuel target for the last 2 stints. So kudos to Chevrolet for giving me the tools to do that, and honestly to my engineering team for giving me a car that can fuel save. And Podium is, I'm happy we could get on the podium for Marlene Sexton in the memorial car for her. And she's watching down on us today, clearly. So pretty happy about that.
For sure. Clear it up. 3rd or 2nd podium of the, I think that's in the runner-up.
Yeah.
Maybe next week or 2 weeks in Mid-Ohio. All right, Bruce, lead us off.
Santino, nice form on the shotgun, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you ask for the beer or did the fan offer it to you?
They offered, and I'd asked for Spotted Cow since we're here, but they gave me, I believe, was a Miller.
It was a Miller Lite.
Still a Wisconsin beer, I believe.
I've been on my shotgun and skills from the Chili Bowl, so if I did okay, then I'm happy with that. Give my dirt racing guys some credit.
But all in all, the satisfaction of making it work to the end, I mean, you were really happy. Even if you ran out of fuel, you're out there just taking bows and soaking it up with the fans.
I'm not going to lie. I was stressed.
Yeah.
I was really stressed out. So I saw Felix come out of the pits in front of me, and they were like, yeah, there's your fuel target. I'm lifting at like the 800 meter or 800 foot mark going into 5 going, there's going to be a long 15-something laps. So, and then I can see on the dash the 27 car coming and know that he's quick. And I just tried to put my head down and do what I do best and held him off.
And Felix shades of 2020 because when you got your first victory, you had to battle Alex. So how cool is it that 5 years later, here we are again?
Yeah, it's a great place to have a podium. I think this is one of the absolute highlights of the year. It races really well, and I think after the repave, when the track is baked in for 2 years and kind of got a bit more gray.
This is the best racing track.
Yeah, it's really good. Like you can do the high line. It doesn't accumulate a lot of marbles, and the racing was just really good out there. And it was cool as well. Like the fuel save seemed to be pretty effective for, like you could still do a good pace with the fuel save. It wasn't like the people who saved were falling off the cliff. So a lot of different strategies, really good racing. Both tires were kind of decent. I think the reds were definitely better, but the blacks were weirdly really good on the restarts, which made it kind of interesting. Really good race. I think it was a fun one to watch as well.
To your point, Felix, 348 on-track passes, 345 were for position, 96 in the top 10, 29 in the top 5, all second most in the history of IndyCar racing here at Road America. So pretty racy. Dave, go ahead.
Felix, did you have any good fan interactions, people offering you beers, offering you dinner, any of that fun stuff while you're here this weekend?
No beer yet, but maybe after the press conference. There seems to be a lot of like Swedish, not like people who have Swedish like ancestors here in
It's Wisconsin. It's everywhere.
Dang, what is it? Okay. Tastes kind of funky. There's a lot of like Swedish, that their grandfathers came over here like in the, 1900 or 1800s, and they kind of came over like in the older northern states. So everyone's like, hey, I'm Swedish. And I'm start to speak Swedish to them. And they're like, oh, I mean, like my grandmother. Really good interaction always here. It's always a hit, man. It's one of the really cool races. And I love to do well here is super special.
Anyone else in person, Marshall?
Fro, tell me about best weekend for Meyershank Racing, especially with this new Ganassi relationship between yourself and Marcus. Seems like this has been growing and building. What's going on?
Yeah, it's it's all in the details, and then I think we had really good pace all year, especially in the races. Like today, the car was just on fire in the race. It was so good. Qualifying has been pretty good as well. Not as good as last year, maybe, but enough to do good results and to be consistent in the top 10 in qualifying. So it just comes down to execution, strategy, pit stops. I think today we probably had the best strategy in the field. The pit stops were really good, and it's really that's pretty much it. Like you need to do restarts, in laps, out laps, pit stops, strategy. That's kind of the low hanging fruit. Like everyone's quick out there. Like if everyone is in the same situation on fuel and tires, like it's hard to make the difference. So, the team has just been on fire, and I really feel like they deserve this result. It's been kind of unlucky couple of races for us. We haven't really been able to string it together. So really happy for Mike and Jim and everyone in the team fighting out there in the heat today. So it's a good one.
Santino, can you talk a little bit more about Marlene? Obviously, we've seen Sexton properties on the car for a while, but this wasn't a company. This was really her being a huge engine behind the team, knowing her daughter is obviously grieving as well, but it was a pretty heavy time and an amazing result.
Yeah, I believe also, I didn't know her late husband, but also was a very big AJ fan and was, helped AJ back in the day. So, Marlene's been on the car since I've been driving for for AJ Foyt and for Larry. And obviously, I would not have had a full season ride without, Larry and her support and what they've accomplished last few years, where we've brought this team all the way from, barely making leadership circle to, winning the 500, top 10 in the points, fighting for now top fives consistently. It's her support that's been behind us. So I'm very honored to be riding and to be running that car and with her riding along this weekend. To have the daughters here this weekend as well. Tracy and Nicole was pretty amazing. On the grid, it was, it's hard not to be emotional about it. So it's someone that, was family to the team, had passed away, last week. So, looking forward to her memorial next week in celebration of life. And, I'm just happy she was riding on board with us today to witness some greatness.
Last thing for you. Last season, P10, strong year, you and James Schnabel form a really great union. Start over this year with Michael Armbruster, and the two of you seem like you're finding a groove as well. You talk about that bond the two of you are building because it's shown in the results.
Yeah, so me and Michael were working together all the way through to about Detroit. So Michael got promoted to technical director, and he's still on my stand and calls my races. And now my new lead race engineer is Adam Kolsar. So a little bit weird to have an engineering switch in the middle of the season, but we went 5th, 2nd, 5th, 3rd. So I'd say it's going pretty good. Obviously James is a brilliant guy and a great talent, and I think he's proved himself very well with myself and with Malukas. So, and then my bond with Mike and Adam, CJ, and all of our stands gone really, really well. It was just about catching our stride. And I think we've found some really good baselines, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the season together.
Lucille.
Yeah, for both of you, considering we weren't really quite sure what the red tires were going to do, I guess, before we got into the race. And for the heat today, did you expect as much passing before the race started?
Yeah, I think we kind of nailed the prediction on the tire. We thought it was going to be a red race, and as I said, both of them were good enough for a stint. I think the red was just a bit quicker, and you can also afford to save a bit of fuel on the red without really losing the pace. For the black, you kind of have to push it a bit more. But yeah, as I said, I don't know what Firestone has done, but I think the fact that we don't have a lot of marbles really helps the racing. Like, you can go offline on the straight, and there's not a bunch of crap out there. You can just run wherever and have a really good braking, like offline anywhere, and that's super cool. I think that's what really makes the racing good. Whenever you have one of those races where it's just a bunch of marbles, like you just can't really do anything because you're sacrificing your whole race when you go out there. So yeah, really good done by Firestone with this race. I think they nailed it.
Santino,
you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, same thing. We thought it was gonna be a red race. To be honest, we thought we'd get further in qualifying. So to show up this morning and have 3 sets of sticker reds, we started on the prime tire, and we had a ton of pace on it compared to everybody around us because that was the tire that we've been running on all weekend. So we just had committed to triple reds, and still paid off. Tough running a very long stint the way that we did. I didn't exactly get to run Q laps like I would have liked, like you did. But no, all in all, I think Firestone did a great job this weekend. And, I think this is a track that, they should kind of make a bit of a benchmark for.
Got time for one more. Bruce has a follow-up. Thanks, Dave.
We saw some tempers flare and some paybacks out there. Did you guys have a good front row seat for any of it?
There was one, I don't remember who it was, but someone went off in front of me. But my race was actually pretty calm. I didn't have a bunch of.
I had my elbows out a little bit. Although my favorite part of this race, your teammate Marcus, I pushed him past 2 cars down the straight.
Oh, you pump drafted it.
Go-karting style. He lined it up for me and pulled out, and I think he knew that I was going to push him because, we've become a little bit more friendly sitting next to each other in an autograph session. And I full on pushed him all the way down the front stretch past 2 cars. It was great. We both cleared them too.
There was also some concern about the hybrid possibly with the heat, maybe having some failures. Did you notice any issues over the weekend?
Ran like a dream.
No issues for me either.
Anyone else? Last call?
Power of dreams.
Guys, congratulations on being here at Road America. We'll see you at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in a couple of weeks. All right, we continue to wait for Alex Palou. Alex should be joining us here momentarily. Stand by. And wrapping up the XPEL Grand Prix at Road America presented by AMR. Congratulations to Alex Palou, who led 6 of the 55 laps, driving the number 10 Solo Cup Chip Ganassi Racing Honda. This third win here at Road America, 6th in 2025, 17th career victory, which now puts him in the top 30 all-time in IndyCar Series history. Barry Wanzer, the longtime team manager at Chip Ganassi Racing, also joins us. All right, Alex, how much fuel was left in that tank?
Not much, but enough to make it to victory lane, which was good. So yeah, I don't think there's much left in it.
No, not enough to make it around. Sure. If you we're gonna have to try to get him to stop at pit out, but like that was gonna be impossible, like to take the checker flag and from that speed and stop at pit out. So we're like, all right, let's just go as far as he can. If we were having a problem, we'd have him stop in turn 5, push him through, and then try to get him up to victory lane. But at that point, it was fine. Couldn't do donuts though.
No, couldn't do donuts. I would have liked that, but yeah.
Tell us about the win back at victory lane for you.
It was tough. It was a crazy race. Well, I don't know about how it looked from the outside, but from inside, it just felt like there was a lot going on. Lots of yellows, obviously, that were shaking how we were looking. Like we were looking really bad at the beginning, then really good, then terrible, then really good. Like it was tough to be up there. But yeah, we just had to stay focused on battling against the people who were on our strategy. I didn't agree with Barry's strategy call. I got a big grumpy for a couple of laps, and then I saw it was working out, and I started saying thank you again. So it was interesting, but for sure we got that win because of the team that we had on both pit stops and strategy. They made it look really good, and HRC that gave us the mileage we needed to gamble and to make it with that stop that we did.
And Barry, when he's grumpy like that, just how grumpy is he?
Well, he doesn't get grumpy. So when he is grumpy, I know he's really mad and questioning what we're doing. But I don't know if you were following that race. We didn't know we were on the right strategy till like 10 to go. You know, I mean, we're reacting based on what we think's happening. There was obviously a lot of cautions this race, but we made some strategy changes on the tires during the race that we went against what we all agreed on before the race.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really happy about that, but we saw what our competitors were doing, who we were racing, so we had to make that change to be able to stay with them and beat them. So, and it worked out. Look, it was today was luck to be on the right strategy because it was hard. There was several different strategies going on.
Congratulations. Magical season continues. Open up for questions. Nathan, go ahead.
For either or both of you guys, just kind of take us through what did you guys ultimately feel like was the pivotal call to keep you guys on the right strategy that ultimately won you guys the race? And Alex, what was the call or what was the point in the race where you getting a little frustrated?
I would say just that yellow that we were leading. We were leading and we pitted, and some people stayed out. That was the moment that I would say gave us a win. I mean, we pitted from first, like we were leading.
Yeah.
So
and it's hard to do, just
yeah.
from the lead.
Yes, we still had like I would say 5 laps of fuel to make it, but it was like not enough in case there's another yellow, you're done. So that was a great call. I would say the only one that I was a bit like, oh no, it was just when we went on the second stint on reds. That was our only set of alternates because yesterday I was pushing to try and get the pole, which we didn't get, and kind of put us in the back foot against Lundgaard, McLaughlin, and everybody else that was not in the Fast Six. So I knew that it was going to help us during that stint, but it was going to hurt us a lot on the last stint. But honestly, the pace that we had today on that 10 car was amazing, and we were able to save fuel and even on primaries to be like quite fast.
Yeah, I'd say one of the pivotal moments is we should never started on the blacks. It worked against us, right? Quite a few of the cars around us picked us off, but it didn't end up being the right call in the end. But if we were to do the race again, not knowing what we know, we probably should have started on the reds.
We tried to change it,
and then he wouldn't have been able to complain about reds the rest of the race.
Yeah, I know. We tried to change it, but we were like 1 or 2 minutes late.
After 30
2
minutes, after we actually declared primaries, and then other people got involved.
Yep.
On the 10 outside the 10 car stand, we thought about it.
I was getting changed, and then I was like,
all right, we're going to stay with the primaries. And then last minute, he decided again, like, well, maybe we're not making the right decision. And Alex is a big part of the tire strategy. He's the one driving the car. And he was like, all right, I think we need to start on the alternates. And when we sent it in, it was like 10:01, but the window had closed at 9:56 or whatever, the 30-minute window. So even though it accepted it, we knew it was like, no way, that's not going to happen. So.
Yeah. And then for both you guys, as you're battling Dixon there down the stretch, at what point did you guys feel confident that he wasn't going to be able to make it there on fuel, and you were ultimately going to inherit the lead at some point and just had to work your way home and try to fuel save as well?
You know, for us, he had pitted 2 laps before us, right? Then the yellow came out, but we really needed a yellow because we gave him a big fuel number. We kind of needed a yellow to help us. We got that yellow, but it wasn't enough for Scott and Rossi because they pitted 2 laps before us. So we're already looking at a big number 2 laps after them. So you can imagine they needed a much bigger number than we did. So even the short yellow didn't help them.
Thanks.
Pass the microphone over. Bob, go ahead.
Kind of going along that, Alex, I mean, when they tell you, oh, we think Scott is 2 laps short, do you believe Barry, or are you like, yeah, but this is Scott Dixon, the guy?
Yeah, that's the thing. He has more information than me. And when I was following Scott, I could see that he was not saving as much as I was. And I was like, man, this guy's crazy. How is he going to do it? But I didn't know, I don't have a lot of information. If it was another driver, I would have probably just focused on myself. But I know that Scott can make crazy stuff happen. So yeah, I trusted Barry, but I was like, man, if he gets a yellow, he's still P1 and we're not going to be able to pass him. So we were still trying to get that first position on track just in case there was a 4-lap yellow at the end. And then he was still leading and ending up with a win.
Yeah, we were equally concerned. And I even said to all of the engineers on the stand, as race engineer, Julian, or Brian Welling, our performance engineer, Blair Beans, who keeps track of the fuel. I'm like, are we missing something here? Because Dixon's running numbers, lap times, he's not going to be able to get it, based on the number we gave him. So they double checked everything, triple checked, but we were pretty confident we were going to be fine.
So if there was a late caution, you don't think you would have been able to pass Scott on a restart?
It depends. If it's only a 1-lap yellow, yes, I think we would have been able. But if it was a back-to-back yellow and then suddenly ends up being 4 laps, he's going to make it on a good number and we're going to be on the same number almost. So you never know. I thought we were on a disadvantage on tires. Obviously, he was on the faster tire and he was able to get out of the corner so well. I was struggling a lot to try and catch him. So I think a very big yellow or 2 yellows in a row would have made it really tough for us. But you never know. It was a crazy race.
Really, the threat at the end of the race was Rosenqvist because he pitted 5 laps after us on the alternates and he was coming hard. He still had to get around Rossi. Rossi didn't make it, so he pitted. So he really never closed in on you. But with the amount of fuel, he was able to save more than what we needed. We were able to give him a much better number there for the last few laps. But Felix was the threat at the end.
And just finally, was the plan all along to sing on the radio after you won, or was that a spur of the moment? And how would you rate your singing?
Yeah, I would say that it was the plan. I mean, I did very good.
Yeah, you did great.
I think the radio maybe with
the truth all the time on the radios.
The interference on the radio maybe didn't sound very good, but in my head it sounded amazing. So
it's like anybody else singing in a car by yourself.
Yes, it was good. It was good. It was fun.
Who's up next? Marshall.
Alex, how did the heat affect you or not affect you? How did the ice vest that you and a lot of drivers wear? How long do you feel that into a race like today where temperatures are over 90 degrees?
It was not as bad as I thought, honestly. The cool suit that we had and having a great race car, it makes your life a lot easier. Also, having so many yellows, it just helps a lot because you can just breathe. It's it actually felt really short, this race, for some reason. It was very fun for me. We overtook some cars on track as well. And yeah, whenever you have some cautions that you can relax for 2 laps, breathe, and just focus on the next 20, 30 laps, it just makes it a lot easier. So it was tough, but it wasn't as bad as I thought after warm-up. After warm-up, I talked to Kiffin and I was like, man, this is going to be a tough race for everybody. And it's going to be about saving energy on yourself and not so much on the car to get to the end as fresh as possible.
Talk a little bit about first-time sponsors, one-off sponsors. HRC President David Salters told me after you won at Barber in the HRC livery, he wanted to commission like some 1/18th and 1/43rd scale models. So he was so proud of it. I don't know if Solo is going to do the same, but seemed to have a pretty good track record with these one-off new sponsor appearances.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We've been very lucky, honestly. The only bad thing is that they just come, they join, and that's it. They get the win and they can live. So we should have made it a little bit harder.
It's not easy.
I
What
know.
we're doing here. It's very hard to win, and we've been very fortunate.
Yeah,
for sure.
we've been very fortunate. But yeah, it's super cool. Hopefully we can make the HRC, which was amazing, and also this livery. Like I think also our graphic department is doing a great job. There's a lot of details on the car, on the livery as well. If you look up closely, whenever the paint shades from white to red, it's small Solo cups. Yeah, you cannot see it, but it's very cool. So it's hopefully they can make it on a small one.
Last thing, Canada corner.
Yeah,
Crazy. 2 times in a row, you go into the corner behind 2 cars, Kirkwood and Power. They decide to effectively outbrake each other, hand you 2 positions. That happens once. Then it happens again. Switch the order of who did what. You ever see anything like that where folks just love giving you positions, same corner, same race, multiple times?
I think they both at the time were focused on myself and not the car in front. I was just trying to put pressure to maybe get something, and they both did the same. So for me, it was working. I had a car that allowed me to brake super late there, so I was trying to brake as late as I could, and then he either had to give me the position or try and outbrake us, and I knew that was going to be pretty tough. So yeah, I was happy when I saw that twice.
I lied. One more quick one. 10 wins in a row for Honda dating back to Nashville last year. Like there's some crazy streaks going on here. Can you speak to that? Obviously, as one of their favorite sons.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I think that if you look at the paces, if you look at the races, it doesn't make sense. I think it's kind of the same magical moment that we have in the 10 car. It's the same for Honda, where even though sometimes we've not been the fastest, that we're able to maximize everything and get the win, like Kirkwood did at St. Louis like not long ago. So I think it's amazing. It's not normal that it's happening. I don't think there's huge differences between drivers or engines. So yeah, they should be proud of that as well.
Let's go Chris, then Dave Coleman after that. Go ahead, Chris.
Alex, in previous hot weather races, IndyCar has mandated the scoop over the aero screen. Do you think that would have helped at all with the heat had it been available, or would not have made a difference at all?
It depends. Like I don't fully love it just because it throws you so much dust that it's actually tough to.
Yeah, that's the problem. It just catches all of everything and puts it down in his lap and in his visor and stuff. And
yeah,
and with the lightweight aero screen we have now, it's vented, so he's getting more air than he did when
It's
they
not
first
like
came out with
before,
that
yeah.
coupe.
Like now we have a small gap here.
Yeah,
and-
there's 2
yeah.
up the top and then on the front, so
Yeah.
that we don't run on the speedways. So
And then to kind of go back to the fun part, how long did it take you to learn the lyrics, the song?
A little bit longer than you would expect. I think also because there's back-to-back lyrics that they are very confusing when it says like "I love you, red." So look up. So then in my head it was tough, but yeah, I actually looked at it this morning. The last YouTube video I looked at it, it was the lyrics of the song just to make sure in case we were winning that I
didn't learn about the song until like at the end of the race, and I've never heard of it. No, because
Oh my goodness, man.
I guess Barry might be able to answer this better. Any possible plans on bringing Solo back in case later on this year?
Yeah, I don't know. That's up to our biz ops department, our group. They handle all that. We're just for me, we just get used to seeing a different color car, and I can tell you what, in pit lane it's challenging.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's certainly a lot of fun.
Let's go Dave next. By the way, to the point of the scoop with the new lightweight aero screen, the scoop's not even available anymore. There's more efficient cooling coming through the lightweight aero screen. So Dave, go ahead.
This plays a little bit on Marshall's last or second last or third last question. I forget. But it was a really rough race. Seemed like there was guys bouncing off each other all the time. Some of them going off, some of them managing to get back on. Was this a rougher race than usual here?
Yeah, it was very aggressive. Like I got bumped. I don't know if it was the first restart or the second by like multiple cars. I had contacts with a lot of cars, like not big contacts, but you know when you're like touching wheels and it's like, man, this could end up very bad. I saw the 3 and the 2 as well in turn 5, like banging wheels, and there was a lot going on. I think everybody wanted to get up front, me included. I was lucky enough to get out of the drama. And I lost a couple of places because of contacts, but I didn't lose like 5 seconds or anything like that. So yeah, there was a lot going on.
You know, the history of this race, it's gone, you know, in last 10 years, I think it's gone, you know, green flag the whole time, 2018 and 19, I think it was 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And everything else. The yellow history shows there's a very high percentage of a yellow following a yellow here. One of the highest for the season.
And Felix mentioned he thought that there was a lot less junk from tires getting offline. So you were able to get offline. So if you did get squeezed out, you did get bumped, you had a little better chance of recovering than maybe you did in the past. Agree?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I actually overtook twice in turn 1 on the outside, which normally you can't. So that was great. On the carousel, I wasn't able to overtake, but I was able to get some air to then try and put pressure into turn 12. So yeah, it was great. Now that you say it, it was great. Although now on the last lap, when I was just celebrating and saying hello, I got on the marbles on the carousel and I almost went out because there were so many marbles that I just had like no steering at all. But yeah, I think that helps us. It helps a lot the series. It helps the racing when you're able to just go multiple lines. Whenever you're only able to do one line, it just gets tougher and tougher to pass.
Yeah, you're going to have a problem after the races when they have it. Right?
Yeah.
All right, last call in person. If not, we've got time for one in Spanish. Enrique Naranjo from Marca. Go ahead with Alex Palou.
Thank you, Dave. Alex, felicidades. ¿Nos puedes hacer un resumen rápido de cómo ha sido la carrera en cada momento? Que ha habido un montón de fases diferentes. Supongo que habrá sido un poco loco desde dentro. Y luego, ¿qué significa volver a la racha de victorias y sobre todo ampliar la distancia para que no tengan esperanza los rivales de recortar por más tiempo?
La verdad que es increíble, ¿no? Volver a estar aquí. Nunca sabes si vas a poder ganar carreras o no. Creo que este año está siendo ultra mágico, no mágico, sino ultra. Creo que está siendo increíble formar parte de él y no podría estar más contento. Creo que siempre hay esperanzas para los otros, así que eso no me gusta tanto, pero ojalá podamos seguir con estos buenos resultados y ir quitando la esperanza poco a poco. Y luego la carrera ha sido muy loca. Desde mi posición, antes del primer caution, he perdido un montón de posiciones, creo que 5 posiciones, luego he recuperado 3 en la siguiente resalida, luego estábamos bien, he intentado adelantar a 1 y me han pasado 2, y a partir de ahí, sinceramente, no me acuerdo, porque ha pasado tantas cosas y estaba solo centrado en cada vuelta que no me acuerdo muy bien de lo que ha pasado. Sí que sé que una vez teníamos las soft, hemos podido adelantar a muchísimos coches, me lo he pasado muy bien y nos ha dado esa oportunidad de posicionarnos al frente y de hacer un pit desde la primera posición que luego nos ha dado la victoria.
Felicidades, mucha suerte.
Gracias.
Thanks, Enrique. Congratulations, guys. A couple things for you. Stick around. Barry, thanks for coming up. Appreciate you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio is up next in the NTT INDYCAR Series calendar. Round 10 of the 17 race championship, 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Thanks, everyone, for a great weekend. Thank you.
The official IndyCar app, powered by NTT Data, puts the pulse-pounding action of IndyCar right at your fingertips. Never miss a lap with the latest news, highlights, and live race coverage. Track every move with real-time leaderboards, interactive maps, onboard cameras, and driver radio. Your all-access pass to every race, every moment, every day. Download the official IndyCar app now.